Hi, everyone. Hi, Sid. This is the seventh day of the war. Real war, which is taking place in the nation of Ukraine with all its consequences, devastation, destruction, death, casualties. But the good news is that our military, our army are standing and not only defending, but also in some places advancing right now. And the whole world is watching and in amazement of how Ukrainian army, which is smaller in numbers compared to the Russian invaders, and has less weaponry, but stands out against this big giant as Russia and its evil intentions. So of course, every war has its worst part of it. It's lost life, people in confusion, refugees. They're now hitting and shooting missiles into residential areas, destroying buildings, destroying schools. In Kiev only, over 150,000 people sleeping in the subway. And in the last 7 days of the war, over 47 children were born in the subways. Despite of the death, war, devastation, and calamity, life are there. Kids are being born in subways, in hidings there. So, yeah, that's what's happening right now. It's a real war. Well, I've known several stories in the last few days, and this is really a miracle. We all know and we all heard the stories of the great, immense Russian army that is so in such a rise. But what's happening now is people praying. And all of a sudden, we hear the stories that Russian tanks stop in the middle of the field or somewhere near the Ukrainian village, and they ran out of diesel, ran out of gas. And this is really amazes me because these guys were preparing for this war for many, many months. And incidents like that happen not once, many, many places. We hear the stories that they would run out of gas. Even one of their one of their ships in the sea ran out of fuel, and they were contacting the nearby passing by cargo ship and asking them to help them with fuel, and they denied because they said, you guys you're aggressive, you attacked Ukraine, and we're not going to give you any fuel. So the Russian ship stuck in the middle of the sea and couldn't move. So, come on, it's the hand of God. Another tremendous miracle I received from one of the soldiers. He's an officer, he's a lieutenant in Ukrainian army, and he's a brother from our church in Odessa. And he called and he said that him and his men were sitting in hiding, and they were looking out, where would enemy come from? Where would they attack? And all of a sudden he says, I'm sitting there in hiding and with my man, he says, and all of a sudden I start praying. He said, I felt the urgency to pray right now. So he started praying and he heard God speaking to him. And he said, Nazar, that's his name, Nazar, take your men and leave this place right now, this very location. And as soon as they did it, as soon as he himself and his men relocated to another hiding place, rockets and fire was opened on that spot, and that very spot was bombed and destroyed. So it's amazing how God does miracles and protects. And all the men who were there with him, they before they were not really listening to the word of God. They were not really paying attention to what he was saying about Jesus. But after that, everybody started praying and asking the Lord to come into their lives.